This video is created by Nihar from YouTube. This video is created by Nihar from YouTube. The top 20 Rolls-Royce models of all time written by Nihar for public domain purpose only. Rolls-Royce is a name that is readily recognized throughout the world. It describes the very best that can possibly be acquired, and this doesn't only apply to the famous automobiles. People refer to superior products as the Rolls-Royce of the item, which means the top of the line. The British car manufacturing company was established in 1904 by Charles Stuart Rolls and Sir Frederick Henry Royce. They have since earned a reputation for providing superior products within the automotive industry. The engineering of these vehicles is first class and has been awarded the best car in the world. Rolls-Royce doesn't just manufacture automobiles, though. The company has also ventured into the manufacture of aero engines as well. Our journey takes us through the best Rolls-Royce models of all time, which includes the first cars that the company ever created through some of the more popular modern vehicles in use today. The auto manufacturers attempted to instill luxury as a feature before other car makers had figured out how to build a vehicle that would run and not break down on the old dirt roads that were used back in the day. There have been several models of Rolls-Royce vehicles manufactured, and you may be wondering, which are the best? The answer is that they're all amazing, but here is a list of the top 20 Rolls-Royce models of all time. 1. Rolls-Royce Corniche. The Rolls-Royce Corniche was built with the first model appearing in 1971 and the final edition of the line in 1995. This model was designed in both two-door coupe and two-door convertible styles. The Corniche was assembled in London, England, with the base of the design taken from the Silver Shadow series. This same car was also offered as a Bentley in this version, and in 1984, it became known as the Continental. The Corniche is a powerful automobile that came stocked with a 6.75-liter 410-lira LHV V8 engine and a 3-speed automatic transmission. Its top speed is 118 miles per hour. 2. Rolls-Royce 20. This car takes us back in time to the era of the Roaring Twenties. The first Rolls-Royce 20 was built in 1922, and the line continued to be manufactured through 1929. There were only 2,940 of these cars made. The body was designed and constructed by a coachbuilder. Back in the 1920s, negotiations and agreements for having an automobile designed and built were a little different than they are today. The coachbuilder was chosen by the customer. The company only supplied the chassis and the mechanical parts, so the quality was largely determined by the skill of the man doing the work. The 20 came with a 3.1-liter i6 engine, and there was a choice of either a 3 or a 4-speed manual transmission. The maximum speed that the 20 could reach was an astronomical 60 miles per hour, which was nearly the equivalent of flying during the 1920s. 3. Rolls-Royce Phantom I. The Phantom I was also known as the 4050. Its Phantom. It was the replacement model for the Silver Ghost. The first Phantom I was built in 1925 and was promoted as the U Phantom. It had some impressive features for its time, including a larger engine that used a pushrod overhead valve versus the side valves that were stock in the previous Silver Ghost. There were 2,269 Phantom I vehicles manufactured in the United Kingdom. An additional run of 1,240 cars of this model were manufactured for the United States. It is a 4-door sedan with a 468 cubic inch i6 engine. Customers had their choice of a 3 or a 4-speed manual transmission. 4. Rolls-Royce Phantom I. The Phantom II immediately followed the Phantom I, and the first model rolled out of production in 1929. Rolls-Royce continued to manufacture them until 1936. A limited number of Phantom II models was manufactured with a total number of 1,680 vehicles produced. The Phantom II was the last of the 40/50 horsepower models to be built by the company. It featured a 7668cc i6 motor that bolted to the 4-speed transmission. This model featured a new chassis design with the front axle mounted on a semi-elliptical leaf spring, as with previous models that featured cantilever springs. This model was featured in 2 movies, including Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade and The Sorcerer's Apprentice. 5. Rolls-Royce Silver Wraith. Silver Wraith was the first car that Rolls-Royce manufactured after the First World War at the Crewe factory. The first of this model came off of the assembly lines in 1946, and the company continued building this line through 1959. The Silver Wraith was offered with 3 engine versions, which included a 4.3, a 4.6 and an Li6. The first models featured a 127-inch wheelbase chassis that was based upon the design of the Wraiths manufactured before the war. The engine was upgraded to include a new cylinder head with side exhaust valves and overhead inlet valves with a capacity of 4,257 cc. The Silver Wraith became the choice of dignitaries from around the world as was popular as the Irish presidential state car, the Royal Dutch state limousine, and the Brazilian presidential ceremonial state car. This model has also appeared in the movies Batman, Batman Returns, Witness for the Prosecution and James Dean. 6. Rolls-Royce Phantom EI. This model was first launched as the replacement for the Phantom II in 1936. The number of production units was restricted to a mere 727. It remains a rare collector's vehicle to this day. The Phantom III featured a 7338cc powerful V12 engine with a 4-speed manual transmission. This model was the only Rolls-Royce vehicle to feature a V12 engine until the arrival of the Silver Seraph in 1998. Testing conducted by the English Autocar magazine proved that the Phantom III was capable of reaching speeds of 87.5 miles per hour. 7. Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe. The Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe made its debut at the 2007 North American International Auto Show, which was held in Detroit, Michigan. The model is a 4-seat 2-door convertible featuring an avant-garde interior that flourishes under the influence of a minimalist Art Deco design. The doors have been designed with a rearward opening coat style with a color tone that is two-tone and segregates the lower bodywork from the upper. This is one of the more expensive models, and the very first to be produced was auctioned off for a price of $2 million at the 2007 Naples, Florida Winter Wine Festival charity. This car is a handmade luxury car, and this is part of the attraction for Rolls-Royce lovers who wanted to own the very first model produced. The platform for this vehicle is based upon the 2003 model of the Rolls-Royce Phantom, with its styling heavily influenced by the 100X concept car, which was built in celebration of the Rolls-Royce Company's centennial celebration in 2004. 8. 2007 Rolls-Royce Hyperion. This automobile is a model that was commissioned for Roland Hull, a collector who was enamored of the Phantom Drophead Coupe. Pininfarina designed this version, which is largely based on the model for the collector, and it made its debut in 2008 at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. It was sold on the market in 2009 for £4 million in British pounds. 9. Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. Silver Ghost was previously called the 4050. Its HP. The first model was manufactured in 1906, and this line of cars was produced through 1926. There was a total of 7,874 units manufactured. It was awarded a title of Best Car in the World by a prestigious autocar publication back in 1907. The Silver Ghost made its debut to the world at the Olympia Car Show, but was not yet a fully furnished version. This is a highly collectible vehicle, and to this day, there are several of them which are still in excellent working condition, which speaks to the quality of the design and build from the early 1900s. 10. Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. At the time of its first production in 1965, the Silver Shadow was an immediate success. Sales were high, and this deemed the necessity of manufacturing the largest production run of all Rolls-Royce models to date. This model was produced through 1980 and is also called the Silver Wraith II. The car features a two-engine version including the 6.2-liter V8, which generates 172 horsepower, and a 6.75-liter V8 that produces 189 horsepower. There was a total of 16,717 units of this model produced. 11. 2003 Rolls-Royce Phantom. This model was declared to be the best Rolls-Royce ever made. The 2003 Phantom is a special build with a unique chassis platform and an aluminum body and interior. Although new materials were introduced, the original design was strictly adhered to. This model won Car of the Year, and it was presented in the movie Top Gear. It comes with a 6.75-liter V12 engine with a production power of 453 horsepower. The 2003 Phantom has the capacity for accelerating with a record time for a Rolls of 0 to 100 km per hour in a mere 5.9 seconds. 12. Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit. Fritz Feller is the design that created the Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit in 1974, along with the assembly crew in Cheshire, England. Although the first model to roll out of production was in 1980, this line was produced through 1999 with an impressive 19 years run for the model. The Silver Spirit is a four-door saloon full-sized luxury car. Its predecessor was the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow 2 and its successor, the Rolls-Royce Silver Seraph. It is the first model in the SZ series from the manufacturer. 13. Rolls-Royce Silver Seraph. The Silver Seraph made its debut in 1998 when it was revealed to the world at the 1998 Geneva Motor Show. It is the replacement model for the Silver Spur, which ended its production run in 1997. The development of the Silver Seraph began and the concept being considered in the late 1980s. The design work officially began in the fall of 1990. Issues with management caused a freeze in the design process, but was later approved for commencement in the summer of 1991. The entire process took 10 years, but the pilot models were rolling off of production in the spring of 1998. Each Seraphs have been hand-built by the company's manufacturing plant in Crewe, England. This model features a 5.4-liter aluminum alloy BMW M73 V12 motor with the addition of a 5-speed automatic transmission. This was the first Rolls-Royce model to feature a 12-cylinder engine since the Phantom III of 1939. The interior was updated with Connolly leather seat upholstery and trim on the dashboard. Folding picnic trays were added for rear seat passengers with a walnut veneer. This car was rated high for its comfortable handling, but the acceleration was a bit on the sluggish side. Still, it could reach 140 miles per hour at top speed. This model was limited to a total of 1,570 units before production ended in 2002. 14. Rolls-Royce Camargue. The first Rolls-Royce Camargue model was produced in 1975. The designer was Paolo Martin for Pininfarina. The luxury car featured a two-door saloon style that took its inspiration from the Silver Shadow as well as the Corniche and Bentley T-Series. It is powered by a 6.75-liter, 412 SID, Rolls-Royce V8 engine with a 3-speed TH400 automatic transmission. This was the first Rolls-Royce model to be made post-war that was not an in-house designed vehicle. This vehicle upon first production featured an automatic split-level climate control system, which was a pioneering work in automotive engineering. The design for the system took 8 years from start to finish. Also included were power rack and pinion steering, with the ear-independent suspension that was found in the Silver Spirit. Production for this model ceased in 1986 with only 531 being produced. 15. Rolls-Royce 2025. The Rolls-Royce 2025 made its appearance on the scene, with the first being produced in 1929. Like several other models during this era, the Rolls-Royce manufacturing company produced the chassis and the mechanical parts, but it was up to the customer to locate and hire a coachbuilder for assembly. This meant that there could be vast variations in the body style, depending on the tastes of the consumer. The engine was a 3669cc with a 4-speed manual transmission. This model was in production until 1936. There were 3,827 of them made. The predecessor of the 2025s was the 20 and the successor, the 2530s. Amazingly, 70% of these vehicles are still on the road today. 16. Rolls-Royce 2530. The 2530s is the model that followed the 2025s. This model was first built in 1936, and the line ran through 1938. The first models featured an inline 6-cylinder overhead valve 2530s horsepower engine, which increased the capacity by enlarging the bore by 1/4 of an inch and keeping the stroke the same at 4.5 inches. The Rolls-Royce carburetor was out, and it was replaced with a single proprietary Stromberg downdraft carb. The magneto-ignition went out the window as well, but a standby coil came stock. The gearbox is a 4-speed with engine mounting in unit and a traditional right-hand change. The third and top gears are fitted with Zachromish. This model of the Rolls-Royce appeared in the movies Death on the Nile, 1978, The Naked Truth, 1957, and a few others. 17. Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. This model is a limited edition that was only produced from April of 1955 through March of 1966. It was a transitional period for the company in design and technology. The Silver Cloud was the replacement model for the Silver Dawn, but was replaced by the Silver Dawn. Only 2.238 of these vehicles were produced. It features a 4-door saloon body style with variations as provided by the various coachbuilders. These included a 2-door convertible and 2-door coupe styling. The design of this vehicle is influenced by the Bentley S1. It is powered by a 4.9-liter, 300 cubic inch, I6 engine with a GM Hydromatic automatic 4-speed transmission. The braking system features hydraulics assisted by the Rolls-Royce manufactured mechanical servo. The incorporation of twin brake master cylinders occurred in models built from April of 1956 on. The top speed recorded for this model is 102.9 miles per hour, reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in 13.5 seconds. The fuel consumption is at 14.5 miles per gallon. 18. Rolls-Royce Silver Spur I. The Rolls-Royce Silver Spur 2 is a touring limousine that boasts a length of nearly 20 feet. It offers the best in luxury with large-sized rear seats that are covered in leather that is the color of roses. The interior is completed with lavish woodwork that sports intricacies in design. This vehicle is not easy to get a hold of, and the asking price is around $337,745 if you can find one in the United States. 19. Rolls-Royce Phantom Vi. The Phantom Vi was first produced in 1968 under the manufacture of Rolls-Royce Limited, with the 1973 through 1990 run being under the successor's name Rolls-Royce Motors. The vehicle is an ultra-exclusive car with a rolling chassis designed to be used as limousines. The 1970 version was the official car that the Governor of Australia chose to use when visiting heads of state. The 1977 Silver Jubilee is the choice of Kate Middleton. The Phantom Vi has been seen frequently at Windsor Castle. The majority of the coachwork is the creation of Mulliner Park Ward, particularly those used as limousines and a few of the landaulettes. This vehicle features a 6230cc 90-degree V8 engine bored to 4.1 inches with a 91.5mm stroke, twin carburetors and a speed automatic gearbox, which was upgraded in 1979 to a 6750cc, and a 3-speed auto gearbox with the addition of a torque converter. Queen Elizabeth II and her family are seen touring in the Phantom Vi, which is a design that is based on the Silver Shadow. Multiple dignitaries have made this the car of choice. 20. Rolls-Royce Silver Dawn. The Rolls-Royce Silver Dawn was first introduced in 1949 and was produced until 1955. It is a full-sized luxury car and the first Rolls-Royce that featured a factory-built body and chassis shared with the Bentley Mark Vi. Originally, the model was intended specifically for export only, but later, the R edition with the configurations for driving on the other side of the road was produced in its home country. The Silver Dawn is powered by an inline 6-cylinder motor with an overhead inlet and side exhaust valves. The capacity was 4257cc, but this was upgraded to a larger 4566cc in 1951. The single downdraft Stromberg carburetor was replaced with a Zenith in 1952. The Silver Dawn achieved a top speed of 94 miles per hour with an acceleration speed of 0 to 60 miles per hour in 15.2 seconds with a fuel consumption rate of 15.4 miles per imperial gallon, which is the equivalent of just 12.8 miles per gallon by USA standards.